Welcome to How We Heard It, the podcast about music, pop culture, movies, and more, with your hosts Wayne Bledsoe and Chuck Campbell.
Hello, this is Chuck Campbell with my co-host
Wayne Bledsoe.
Ho, 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 Wayne!
I've never heard you do that.
Have you been a nice boy or a naughty boy this year?
I'm always on the naughty list, Chuck.
He needs a
that's what I've
spanking.
heard. What's that?
He needs a spanking.
Oh,
Okay.
my.
You got any volunteers?
I haven't even thought about that, but yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, this is an interesting start that even I wasn't anticipating. But so we're going to talk about holiday albums today.
Right.
And I remember that you used to review like a million albums in 1 week. You would like gather them up and you would do like 15 or 20 albums. And when I didn't used to review them at all.
Right.
And when I would get albums, I'd just throw them to you if they were Christmas albums.
At Christmas, my desk would be stacked up with nothing but Christmas albums the week that I would review them. And I would give them like 1 paragraph reviews, 2 paragraphs if it was great or I really needed to say something. And it was maddening.
I know. You were always exhausted that week, and I would just see you like take one from the to-do pile and put it in the done, and then pull out another one with a big sigh. And
And so there were great ones. There were some really great ones.
Yeah.
Most of them were not even good.
No. And, you know, that's a funny thing about, I mean, the whole idea of making a holiday album, I think it's low-hanging fruit for artists. It's like, you know what? You don't have to spend too much time writing songs. You can just do cover songs because really that's what people want to hear anyway.
Right.
They don't want to hear your new stuff. They just don't want to hear your new stuff. A lot of people, they'll try to do a couple of new ones, right? Mm-hmm. Because if you can get that money that Mariah Carey got for All I Want for Christmas Is You, you know.
Oh, yeah.
You've set your family up for generations to come. So everybody's tempted to try that. But in general, if you want to sell, you know, you got to go with like 70, 80% of them need to be cover songs because that's really what people want. They want songs they're familiar with, maybe done in a new way.
And there's very few good new Christmas songs. I mean, I was doing that. I found a bunch that were really good.
Yeah.
Well, probably not even a bunch. I would say, you know, maybe 2 handfuls that were really good or new original Christmas songs.
Right.
But most of them were pretty terrible. And well, as I'll talk about,
They are. I mean, and I'm, you know, you're just not motivated. You know, you just hear some great song and like you hear a different spin on it, and you know the song, and then something else comes on, and it's like, I don't know this song at all, and I don't want to hear this. I mean, people. I mean, you know, at the holidays, you kind of want tradition, and you want what you get every year. You want to hear or see things that you do, and you don't have time for absorbing new songs. Again, you can slide one in there. You know, and if you're an artist making an album, you can slide a new one in every third or fourth song, and get away with it. But don't even try to do an all new songs, because please.
Some of my favorite. I mean, I like some very traditional, very quiet, pretty Christmas things. But my favorites are the ones where it's just really off the wall and very different and strange. And those are generally on like compilation albums. Like I'll go ahead and talk about one. The John Waters Christmas album.
Okay. Well, yeah.
It's just called John Waters Christmas.
Say no more.
Yeah, and it's got some of the strangest and most irreverent and things that were probably intended to be reverent that are hilariously bad at it.
Right.
But I mean, this one has. I'm gonna use profanity here right off the bat.
Oh no! Wait.
No, neither one of those.
Okay.
No. He's got a great song called Here Comes Fatty with a Sack of Shit.
Oh, okay.
And
well, that song just writes itself.
That's offensive in a whole different way.
And all them stinking reindeer. And it's also got, and I played this on my late night radio show, because that was the Christmas and the Halloween shows were my favorites. I mean, my biggest like listener nights. But there's one called Happy Birthday, Jesus. I don't remember who it was who did it, but it's somebody doing a fake little kid voice.
Oh, boy.
And it is so awful that it is unintentionally hilarious.
Oh, so it's not supposed to be awful? I mean, you're not...
No. I mean, he collected
earnest?
things. This was supposed to be very serious.
Okay.
And of course,
is that on this John Waters?
Yes. Oh,
Okay.
yes. Oh, yes.
Kind of like the Shags.
Oh,
The Shag.
the Shags were a step up on outsiders. These were people who were insiders in their churches, probably.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You know, there's so many of those really bad religious albums where they get somebody who has like a ventriloquist dummy that they talk through, or puppets, and you know, there's just all sorts of truly awful religious stuff out there.
Right. And there's terrible secular stuff out there.
Oh, yeah. But
Yeah.
this one, I played it one night on the radio show. And of course, I played like mostly irreverent stuff. I'd mix up a little bit, and I got this guy madder than hell calling me up and says, "This is terrible. I know why you're doing this." And
Oh, no.
oh yeah, and he's starting to go on to me. I said, "Buddy," I said, "you know, this show lasts 4 hours. It's, you know, one night a week. This is one time a year." I said, "People like it and listen to it. You need to just chill out." And finally, after just giving me hell, he says, "I'm an agnostic, but I know this offends somebody." It's like it was so funny. I will never forget that guy.
Agnostic championing the religious, right?
Well, championing the schmaltz of, you know, the worst.
Yes,
aspects.
I don't like schmaltz. I like. Well, I mean, there are all different types that I like, but my use for it. I mean, I'm one of those people who's like, I don't want to hear it except at the holidays, right? You don't want to hear this in June or whatever, and I just. And what I use it for, you know, I was thinking about this, you know, I don't know how I say that every week. So, but anyway, I was thinking about this, and, you know, I used to like go out shopping a lot. So I would always have music when I'm driving around shopping.
Right.
And I used to wrap presents and would listen to music when I'm doing that. Now it's like, oh, I don't really, you know, maybe one day of the season I might go out to a couple of stores. But, you know, it's just kind of gift cards and stuff things in bags. So all that tradition, you know, doing stuff. Now, if you have friends over or whatever and you want background music, there's some good music for that too.
There's some great stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's funny because I had 3 kids, and I would make compilation CDs, or back before the CDs, make compilation tapes. And my kids' traditional Christmas music is nobody else's traditional Christmas music. And our like collective favorite was Fairy Tale of New York by the Pogues and Kirsty McCall.
I know, you used to make me hear it several times.
And my kids, you know, I mean, you got the whole car with all my kids singing, "You're a bum, you're a punk, you're an old slut on junk." You know,
okay. Brakes. Let's put the brakes on the lyrics there.
Oh, come on.
But we could use that. Well, anyway, I kind of came around to doing music because there was an old business model for music, right? Where when sales were everything, and all of the biggest acts, the A-list acts, would wait until the end of the year to put out stuff so people could buy it for presents.
Right.
It sounds really interesting now to think about going out and buying albums to give to people and wrapping them and giving them for Christmas, because that's just not how it works anymore.
That's what I did all the
But I
time.
used to kind of save my space for those albums. So especially in hip hop and pop and, you know, and R&B and stuff like that. So there would always be like a big name every week right up to the holidays or right up to Christmas Day. And then it's like, well, that's not how they do it anymore. And it's more like, I don't even know what the marketing strategy is for when they release albums now, but nobody's expecting big sales at Christmas, because you're not going to get big sales unless your name is Taylor Swift or maybe 5 or 6 other acts.
Right.
No one's going to make much money, so you just put it out when you think someone will buy it. But yet, despite that, there's still like, I don't know, from what I could tell, like 15 or 20 noteworthy Christmas albums that come out every year, or holiday albums. But I just don't know if people aren't just streaming all that. So I don't know.
I think some people, I mean, some people buy it digitally.
Yeah.
I think some people listen to an album stream, a whole album streaming it.
Right.
So I think that's what's going on now. I don't know how many. Some of my favorite Christmas albums are not available unless you can find them, you know, in some used bin or something someplace, because they just didn't pick them up for streaming.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I was thinking about. Well, go ahead.
I was just saying, when you've got a compilation album, but you can go ahead and stream all these singles, why are you streaming the compilation album? They don't put them up.
Right.
So like I said, some of my favorite stuff is just not available.
A lot of times you can find a full album on YouTube, but you might get the commercials between songs, and that that kind of breaks the mood right there.
Right.
But anyway, I came along I kind of started doing maybe, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago, I started doing one every couple of years. I wasn't doing them at all for years.
Right.
And then probably about, I guess more like 15 years ago, I started doing them. Certainly not all of them like you did, but I would do, a few every year. And so what I wanted to do for my part of this is to go back over maybe the past 10 years and bring up albums that people may have missed just because, where are you even seeing new music anyway? You can't. If you go to Target, you might find Taylor Swift on CD there and precious few others. If you go to a barking dog.
I forgot to turn my phone off.
Yeah,
That's I don't know what that is.
Well, anyway, you're not going to go to Best Buy.
My other phone is my work phone. No, that's my dog, my barking phone. So anyway,
Well, I enjoy dogs, so if you're going to have something, I'd rather it be a dog than
there you go.
Something else.
Sorry.
So, bottom line is I'm just going to be looking back at the past 10 years. Like I said before, that would give you time to do pirate shanties from the 1700s.
I didn't go back that far, Chuck.
I know. You told me that, but I still wanted to throw that line.
I know. You want to dig. I got you. It's okay. It's all right. I'm used to it.
So how do we want to do this? I've got 3 parts.
You got 3 parts. Well, mine are just scattered all over the place.
Okay. Well, once again, great.
Well, okay, let me start with one, and then you go to your 3 parts. I'm going to start off with I think the best just single artist Christmas album that has come out in probably the past 40 years. And I'm just talking about a single artist album.
Okay.
And he's the guy who kind of replaces Bing Crosby for me.
Okay.
Is Leon Redbone with his album Christmas Island. And people think about Leon as
What's the name of the album?
Christmas Island.
Okay.
And people think about Leon sort of as being a novelty act.
Yeah, kind of.
But he was basically a holdover, a revival of the crooners from the 30s and the 40s.
That makes sense.
That's what he was doing.
And crooners, they're tailor-made for Christmas music.
Yeah.
So.
And his album is great. He's got the best version of Home for the Holidays that I have in my entire collection. I have at least 1,000 Christmas albums.
Oh, my God.
I seriously do. And it stands out as the one I want to get out every year, and I can put it on start to finish. He's got most of the standards. He's got a great duet with Dr. John on it. And it's one of those. He died a few years ago. But, man, it's evergreen to me. It's like the Bing Crosby Christmas album. It's like, as far as just a standard, album that gives you the classics and delivers them well, that's my pick.
Well, Wayne, I accept that. That sounds quite probable because I'll actually check that out.
It's a really good
Even
album.
if it's from 40 years ago or when.
Well, it's I think it was right around in the 90s.
Okay.
I think is when that one came out.
Okay.
It's not as old as some of the stuff I'll recommend, but it's.
Was it a collection of stuff that he recorded over time? Or
No,
was it
he
all
specifically recorded it for that.
Anyway, so we're all still alive. Perfect.
Okay, so go ahead then.
Okay, I'm awake now. So my first part here, I'm going to call stocking stuffers. Okay, and I'm calling it because these are all these things I actually reviewed, and these I would have given 3 stars or lower out of 5, and I call them stocking stuffers because a Christmas stocking might have like an orange and an apple and some unshelled nuts in it. And this is kind of the equivalent of that. It's like not something you're really excited to get, but if you're in the mood to crack your own Brazil nuts, then, go for it. So these acts are, if some of them are popular and I wasn't really impressed with them, but if you're a fan, you can stream it for free. You missed it. Go listen to it. You may feel more warm about it than I do. Okay. So with that in mind, I'm going to start with the Goo Goo Dolls. It's Christmas All Over. That was from 2020. And in my notes and everything, I said it was familiar and comfortable, but not anything more than that. I said it was flaccid at some point, so that was kind of. But
That's what I want, a flaccid Christmas.
Yeah,
there we
everybody
go.
would have a happy, flaccid Christmas. I'm waiting for that song.
Everybody wants an erect Christmas. That's all I can say.
Oh,
Your mistletoe is limp.
Okay. But I did say it has a toasty version of Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. I know there are a lot of people who are way bigger fans of Goo Goo Dolls than I am, and that's fine, and that's good. And maybe you missed this album from a couple of years ago. It was during the pandemic. So, go check it out. Maybe you'll warm up to it more than I did.
I think that's sort of the final leap for the Goo Goo Dolls, because they started out as a real punk band. And then
they didn't end up that way.
No, and then they became kind of a middle-of-the-road, smoothie, adult contemporary band. And then they made
moms that still want to be hip, that kind of thing. Next on my list is Gwen Stefani. You Make It Feel Like Christmas from 2017.
Okay.
I reviewed that when I was in Florida. I was on vacation in Florida. I remember reviewing it poolside when it was like 90 degrees and the ocean was like 80. And so I may have not been in the right frame of mind for it, but still, she was in a transition. I mean, she was, No Doubt was long behind her, and she was doing, The Voice or whatever she was the judge on. And she and Blake Shelton had just kind of started their thing. So there's some cringy tributes to him that are a little too cutesy and not so great. I said it was mildly diverting and sweet, albeit rote. But I'm still a Gwen Stefani fan and everything. But I said it's just kind of a serviceable song. But the highlights, a serviceable album. But the highlights, I think, were a peppy White Christmas and a swaying Let It Snow. So there's some good songs on there. If you can get past the hokum and syrup, it's kind of like a Lifetime movie, kind of album at times, but not always. And it's Gwen Stefani. So moving on to Steve Perry from Journey. The Season from 2021. I was not a Journey fan at all, and I know lots and lots of people were, and they loved Steve Perry particularly.
By all accounts, in his defense, since he's left Journey, he's been very good at advocating for young bands and getting them in the recording studio. And he's a good dude, apparently.
He seems like a great guy. I just never liked his voice.
Well,
it's up there in the stratosphere.
It's there.
Well, to his credit, he kind of stifled that edge on this Christmas album, or holiday album. I don't know. I call them Christmas albums if all the songs are Christmas, and a lot of people use a lot of secular things, and they do other religions and all that. So I'm going back and forth between the two terms here. But he stifled the edge of that, and it's mostly kind of subdued, which is interesting. Steve Perry subdued, but that kind of works. And kind of dreamy. He has a dreamy winter wonderland and a pretty soulful Santa Claus is Coming to Town. So, I found things to like in there, but he tends to just meander around and get lost like I do sometimes here in the podcast. And so it really wasn't for me, but, I know lots of people love Steve Perry, and he does a thing with that voice that we don't like. He tamps that down. And so, free streaming, check it out. Next up, I've got She and Him Christmas Party. She and Him, for people who don't know, and this one is from 2016. It's a Zooey Deschanel, the actress, who's also a really good singer, and M. Ward, that's the him in the group. He does the instrumentation and whatnot. And it's a party album, I guess, but it's more like an intimate cocktail party for just a small number of people, more than a festive party. So it's low key, which works. And she's got that honeyed voice, that I really like. And it's hypnotic at times and cozy. So those are all good things. Let's see. I don't know why I wrote this down. I know I'm going to get this wrong, but that Melakalikimaka.
I think that's right.
Did I do it right?
Yeah,
oh, wow.
So.
All right, Hawaiian's my language now. They have an urbane version of that, and they have an intoxicating version of Let It Snow. But then I felt like a lot of the other songs are kind of perfunctory. It almost feels like they ran out of studio time and they had other things to do, so they kind of bailed on it.
Right.
So not great, not as good as I would want it to be. But again, free streaming, listen to it. If you got like a little cocktail party going on.
And Zoe's got Christmas gifts to buy.
Yes. And apparently she left the studio to go do them before they were done. But anyway, and then finally I've got Meghan Trainor, A Very Trainor Christmas from 2020. Now, the thing about her, she had the song All About That Bass 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. And, I like that song. And I really like her as a person. I don't know if you've ever seen her in interviews and everything, but she's really charming and funny and kind of perverse, which is odd because she has this sort of old style to her voice. And I've always wanted to like her music more than I ever do. So it's like over and over again, I would listen to Meghan Trainor and think, oh, not quite, And so, but I wanted to like it. And there are things to like about her album, A Very Trainor Christmas, again, 2020. Let's see. I wrote down that she's comfortable. There's a nice strolling. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. That was very charming. And there's like a tropical lilt to Winter Wonderland, which I thought was a nice little twist. And she has a duet with Seth MacFarlane from Family Guy. They do. Well, he can sing. I mean, he sings on the show.
He does everything.
Yeah, he does everything. And so she does White Christmas with him. But then, other than that, there's just kind of a lot of unspectacular and kind of unfamiliar songs. So, again, you like her, check her out. It was 2020, again, pandemic year. And that's it for my stocking stuffer.
Well, I'm trying to think. I'm while you're talking, I was trying to figure out how I was going to categorize my suggestions here. What I'm going to do to start off with is to talk about people who actually did create new songs that were good,
all right,
and
cool.
good albums. And you're talking about how you wanted to like
Meghan
Trainor better. And I was the same way kind of with Over the Rhine, which was a band out of Cincinnati, Ohio.
Out of Ohio. Yep.
Really,
we both reviewed them.
Yep, really good folks.
Yep.
And I liked them live better than I liked their albums. But when they released their album Snow Angels, which is their first Christmas album, they now have 3.
Oh, wow.
I was like blown away. I thought this is the best collection of new Christmas songs I've heard in a long, long time.
New Christmas songs? Okay.
Yeah, it's all original stuff, and it's great. There's a song called White Horse for Christmas. There's a song called Darling Christmas is Coming, and to me, they could be standards. They're just beautiful songs.
You can, whenever I review them or anything, it's like you can see the talent's there.
Right.
And it just always seems a little bit misdirected and just off,
Well,
and
John,
maybe, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say maybe a little over ponderous at times or something that,
Well, John and I were talking before you came in, and we were talking about, some of the greatest songwriters wrote terrible Christmas songs. I can't think of a song I hate more than Wonderful Christmas Time by Paul McCartney.
Yep. Yeah.
My God, that is the most awful song.
Worse than Grandma and the Reindeer Business.
Yeah, I'd listen to that 200 times before I'd listen to it.
That's a Simply Happy.
Oh, my God, yeah, I hate that song.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Now it's
bad.
Yeah, and
it's bad.
The Beach Boys Christmas album, I thought, is just... I love Brian Wilson. I love early Beach Boys, but I just thought their Christmas album was just lame as all get out.
Didn't Hall & Oates have a bad one, too?
Oh, I can't remember. Elton John. Elton John had a terrible one. Step Into Christmas. Oh, my God. It's a terrible song. But, you're some of the greatest songwriters of my generation anyway that had terrible songs. And then here's this band out of Cincinnati, Ohio that does one.
The Heartland, yeah.
Everybody should hear it because it's so good. And another one, and I looked this one up on Amazon to see if it was still available, and it's not. It's going for $300 used on Amazon right now.
An Over the Rhine album?
No.
Oh,
This is more obscure than that. This is Chris Standring and Catherine Shore. Chris Standring is a jazz guitar player.
Okay.
And he released this album of all new Christmas songs, and it's terrific. Catherine Shore is a really good vocalist, and the songs are great. Okay. And I don't think anybody heard it other than the people who, will never give it up.
These are original songs?
These are all original songs. And the people who have it obviously aren't going to sell it for less than $300 because
what
it's
are the
so
themes
good.
On the original songs? Because the ones I've heard, it's just like really manufactured. The bad ones, and that's most of them are bad or just unengaging.
Well, with the Over the Rhine album, it's my favorite one is "Darling Christmas Is Coming," and it's just starts out with "So it's been a long year. Every new day brings one more tear till there's nothing left to cry."
Oh wow!
And it's like so you're set up for how sad everything is, but
hard candy Christmas, huh?
Yeah, kind of. But then the whole thing is like having hope. It's like
everybody wants hope at the end of the year.
Yeah, and the chorus ends with "The snow is falling like forgiveness from the sky."
Oh,
Oh, that is nice.
Yeah, which is...
I love how you remember lyrics. I wish I could do that. Because, I'll know that song is full of great lyrics, and I can't think of a single one.
Well, this is why I did so bad in college.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I can remember the lyrics, but I couldn't remember what we were supposed to learn. But then the Christandring album, it's it's a standard kind of rote thing. Christmas ain't Christmas without you, but it's so well done.
Yeah, that makes such a difference.
It's beautiful, and it's just sweet. It sounds sincere. It doesn't sound cloying and contrived. It seems like an honest emotion, and it's great. Mm-hmm. So that one, those two stand out, and of course there's one of the classics, the John Prine Christmas album. And he's got a couple of cover.
We haven't talked about John Prine very much, have we?
Not really. We need to do one on sad songs, particularly because he wrote some of the saddest songs.
He did.
But his Christmas album is, I just think it's, everybody should have a copy of it. It's got Christmas in Prison, which most people know, but it's got Silent Night all day long, which is just really sweet stuff. And he could write a great new Christmas song. Mm-hmm. Steve Earle wrote one great Christmas song that a lot of people cover called Nothing But a Child. It was on his Copperhead Road album. It was the last song on there. And it's kind of starting to become a standard, at least in a country Americana artists. Okay. So I would put those down as people who have done new songs that are good and they're reverent Christmas songs, not like most of the other things that I'm going to talk about.
Not novelty joking. Well, should I go on to category 2? Or
I've got a little palate cleanser.
What? Okay.
You sent me the topic for today's discussion, and I just, in my brain, thought holiday songs. And I just started thinking, are there any songs about other holidays? And so here's your palate cleanser for you to discuss.
Okay. Is
Proud to Be an American a July 4th holiday song?
It's an unfortunate one. And let it be known that Lee Greenwood also redid that for Canada. So there's God Bless Canada, yes.
Oh, man.
Didn't go over quite as well.
Did he sing I'm Proud to Be a Canadian?
Yes, he did.
Wow.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so, if somebody in Iran had said, hey, we want to adapt that to Iran, I'm proud to be an Iranian, whatever they do.
Plug in the nation.
Whatever you need,
you can
plug it in.
Get that dollar.
Okay, sorry, just a palate cleanser. Go ahead.
Well, I don't know if it's the best palate. Lee Greenwood's the best.
Leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
Definitely a cleanser.
Well, okay. Let me then throw in something different than I was going to say. Also, I played a lot of Hanukkah songs.
Okay.
And the best Hanukkah album I have is the Levy's Hanukkah Rocks.
Okay.
And it's great. It's just a good rock and roll Christmas album. And my favorite track, I think, from that is Applesauce versus Sour Cream. What are you going to put on your potato pancake?
Right. That's good.
Yeah. So, and there's a few. There's the Klezmatics have one that's pretty good, and there's one with people doing Woody Guthrie songs.
Did you say the Plasmatics?
No, the Klezmatics.
Oh.
The Klezmatics.
That's very different.
That's a totally different Hanukkah album.
Yeah. I really want to hear that one.
All right, go ahead, Chuck.
All right, category 2. So category 1 was stocking stuffers. Category 2 I call socks and underwear.
Oh my God.
These are things that you can use and you're glad to have them, but there's not really any magic to them. And these were like 3.5-star kind of reviews.
Okay.
Where it's like good, not great,
yeah,
but good. I'm going to start with Sabrina Carpenter. She's a pop singer, 25. She's having a big year this year. Last year in 2023, she released a 6-song EP called Fruitcake. Mm-hmm. And it's just 6 little songs. It's maybe only about 15 minutes long, so it's kind of slight. And but it's warm pop, it's playful, it's a little naughty and a little nice. She's really coming into her own this year in just this big glut of women performers, and Sabrina Carpenter is right up there with all the rest of them. And this is something, like I say, she put out last year. There's some original songs. It's mostly original songs, actually. And then there's like a remake of White Christmas. But there's a little ballad that's tender, and it's called Cindy Lou Who, which is interesting. And there's a cute song called A Nonsense Christmas. And it's kind of I don't know if it's just a direct copy of the music from, but it sounds like Ariana Grande's Thank You Next, which I'm sure that puts it all in perspective for you. But anyway, Ariana had a big hit with Thank You Next, and Sabrina Carpenter takes that music, or her producers do, and she sings kind of a funny little song with it. So 15-minute investment, in and out, cute songs, and then you're done. Then I've got American DJ Cascade, electronic dance music. Actually, he did an electronic dance music Christmas album called Cascade Christmas. And
that
I think
sounds like my personal hell, Chuck. I just want to say.
Yeah, and I think there's a Cascade Christmas too, so you want to check that one out also. I knew these would surprise you, and you'd be running off to buy these online right away. But I mean, why not have an electronic dance music Christmas? And this one's from.
I can think of about 10 reasons why.
Hey, all right. But anyway, 2017, this came out, and it's got a propulsive. It's actually more deferential than you would expect for sweaty EDM. It's got a propulsive, The First Noel, and somber Holy Night, electronica. See, these things can happen. And like other albums, it's mostly originals and mostly covers and some originals. He's got these angelic voices over synthetic soundscapes and insistent rhythms and all of that. So, and there's a chunky version of Santa Baby, chunky electronica version of Santa Baby. So
I've been waiting all my life to hear that.
You have. So for the non-Wayne people out there who are open to such things, they probably didn't know there was an EDM Christmas album. Well, there's more than one now, but Cascade is one of the bigger ones, and he did it in 2017. Like I say, I think there's a second one. Moving on, I love the label Putumayo, which is
right.
like an indie label that specializes in world music and kind of odd themes, and like they'll do one of just old French music or whatever, and I've always liked their theme, and Putumayo, it's Putumao, and they have a various acts compilation called Jazz Christmas that came out in 2021. And jazz, we were talking about this earlier, even people who aren't really that into jazz, Christmas is kind of a good time for jazz for everybody. It's just it's got that comfort level that a lot of jazz has. And they pulled up some people, and it's got that sense like the Charlie Brown Christmas music with Vince, Guaraldi? Mm-hmm. So, that's really jazzy kind of Christmas music, and this is what that is. There's some like New Orleans bands on there. These are some crowd pleaser songs. There's a swaggering Silver Bells by Papa Doc Vappy? I don't know.
Boy, I don't know.
Yeah. And and that's the thing about Putumayo is they introduce you to acts you've probably not heard
right.
of. And what's even better is they'll introduce you to acts you've not heard of from Madagascar
right.
or Andorra or or Bhutan or something like that. And there's a Peppy Angels We Heard on High by the Chad Lawson Trio. I don't know if you've heard of that one.
No.
But anyway, nothing groundbreaking there, but just very, very much background music, but enjoyable. Moving on to John Legend, A Legendary Christmas from 2018. Now, this is something I actually expected more from than what he delivered because he's a very talented artist. And I really was impressed by how ambitious he is on it. There's like 14 songs on there. It's like 50 minutes long, which there aren't 50-minute long albums anymore. I mean, who does that? But so there's a lot of songs. It's maybe a little too much, again, from 2018. But it's ambitious. He's got this grandiose Silver Bells. Silver Bells comes up a lot on the ones I like. I don't know if it's just because I like that song or what. And there's a sophisticated Christmas Time Is Here, the Peanuts song from the Charlie Brown Christmas. And I like the way that came up. But it's just too much. And there's some originals, and they sort of fall flat. But pretty good. If you're a John Legend fan, for sure good, And the last one I have on my socks and underwear list is Casey Musgraves, Very Casey Christmas from 2016. It's based on her country or alt country and western swing roots. and she's really good at this kind of stuff. And there's a playful Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, clip-clopping Let It Snow, and she does a duet with Willie Nelson called A Willie Nice Christmas. And I got to get this line right because I love this line, and I have to look at it and read it. I can't pull it out of the top of my head, but it's, "May we all stay higher than the angel on the Christmas tree." So,
Sounds like Willie.
yeah, that sounds like Willie and Casey both. So that's the end of Socks and Underwear.
Okay, well, I'm kind of all over the place. I mean, I want to pick up on I think I want to end with the essential albums I think you need, and go into the ones that are the ones that are regulars at my house.
Okay.
Dr. Demento, of course, had a novelty show for years and years and years. It's on the internet now, but he also released a series of albums through Rhino Records and then later another label. But my favorite of all of those is Holidays in Dementia.
Okay.
Which includes Mona Abood's The Pretty Little Dolly.
What?
The Pretty Little Dolly.
The Pretty Little Dolly.
And it's by, and she was a voiceover artist. I think she did voices for cartoons. She's a comedian too. But she tells the tale of this, and this is recorded live on The Tonight Show. You can hear Johnny Carson laughing at the end of it.
Okay.
But it's a little girl who's asking Santa for a dolly. And, of course, this is in the 60s, and everybody's adding things to their dolls.
Right.
And she starts describing this doll and all the parts of it. And my favorite line is, "On her back you can turn a key, and she goes through puberty."
I just feel the Christmas spirit now.
Oh, it is. It's full of Christmas spirit. And it's just loaded with great songs. It's also got Nancy White with "It's So Chic to be Pregnant at Christmas," talking about how everybody wants to touch her mound, and they're all asking her when she's due, and she says, "Why do you care? Are you planning to be there? I could use an extra labor coach or two."
Who is that? Nancy who?
Nancy White.
Okay. Is she someone we know?
No,
Okay.
I've never heard of. I mean, I'd never heard of either one of these until
Okay.
I got this album, and it's just like these are essentials for me. I have to hear them every year. And so those are great ones. The Punk Rock Christmas. I can't remember. I think Rhino put that one out too. It's a great one. It's got Dead Kennedys and Fear and things like that with really irreverent Christmas songs. My favorite on that is probably the Pansy Division. The Pansy Division just came to Knoxville maybe a couple of years ago. I didn't know they were still around. But their song Homo Christmas, you can't play it for the kids.
Okay. All right.
Not unless you want them to use candy canes in a different way.
No. Wow.
Oh, there's that.
I thought we were going to have a wholesome, no problem G-rated
Do
show
you know
today.
me, Chuck?
I do know you. And I never learned.
There's warning signs taped all over the place.
There are.
I got to put up more warning signs.
There's another great collection
No candy canes.
called Bummed Out Christmas.
Okay.
Which is all really depressing Christmas songs.
Oh, okay. All right.
And my favorite on that, and I don't know if it's on one of their albums or they just released it as one of the most depressing Christmas songs of all time, is by the Everly Brothers.
Oh, okay.
And it's called Christmas Eve Can Kill You.
Oh, wow.
And it's about being stuck on the side of the highway trying to get a ride home on Christmas Eve. And, of course, nobody's coming by.
Right.
And it's like Christmas Eve can kill you when you're trying to get a ride to anywhere.
Wow.
It's like, it is one of the most, I'm going to break down and cry songs for Christmas of all time.
Wow. Who doesn't need a good cry at Christmas, too? So.
But it also has, classics like Santa Came Home Drunk by Clyde Lasley and Somebody Stole My Santa Claus Suit by the Jug Band, the Christmas Jug Band, which Dan Hicks from Dan Hicks and His Hot Licks. He's the lead singer on that. Of course you know Dan Hicks and His Hot Licks.
Who doesn't?
Of course you do.
Household name.
Yeah, that's right. Dan Hicks and His Hot Licks, they were...
I know Bill Hicks, comedian.
I wish Bill Hicks had a Christmas song. I bet he could have come up with something
It would be
great.
awesome.
And then there's an entire collection of albums by Bob Rivers.
Okay.
It's a series called Twisted Christmas.
I'm just bracing myself right now. Go ahead. Literally bracing myself.
I think the first one I got was Chipmunks Roasting on an Open Fire.
Chipmunks. Oh, wow.
Which is it has a lot of good stuff. But I do think my favorite of all of his Christmas albums is It's just called "I Am Santa," and it includes "Walking Around in Women's Underwear" and the "What's It to You" chorus. Oh, there you go. Look at that.
We're gonna need that.
We have.
We're gonna yes, we got a prop.
And here's one that is by actually one artist that I like it all the way through. It's the Irreconcilables. It's called "Merry Xmas."
Okay.
And if you're going through a divorce, it's the album for you at Christmas.
Okay.
Because it's all divorce Christmas songs.
Is it empowering divorce Christmas songs or?
Well, it'll make you laugh. It's
okay.
The one I played on the radio.
You need to laugh.
Yeah, the one I played on the radio the most is "Frosty, My Ex-Wife," and there's some details that Chuck would not like me to say on the air. I know. But anyway, those are some standards with me.
We should do like a Patreon, the subscriber angle that people we can
Where
do
Wayne
like
can say
adult version. Patreon subscription only.
You paid for this.
Yeah,
Well,
you pay for this, and Wayne will just let it fly.
While we're on this subject,
Yeah.
Christmas at Luke's house, which is Luther Campbell from Two Live Crew.
Oh, okay. I'm sure this is going to be wholesome.
Oh, there's nothing wholesome about this at all. My favorite track from that album it's by the band H-Town. Have you ever heard of H-Town?
No.
I hadn't heard of them either, but apparently Luke had. I know
Okay.
they must have been friends, but there's a great song called "Knockin' Boots for Christmas."
Okay.
And
I don't need lyrics.
Well, I got to tell you what it starts. It goes, "Oh hey, ho ho ho, baby, this one's for the ladies." And it's one of those things. I would play it on the radio, and I just wanted to just have a camera to watch the people driving down the highway when it came on. And they started singing "Knockin' Boots for Christmas."
When was that? Was that?
That was when he was still popular,
Okay.
so that had to
It's
be
been
the
a while.
90s.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, so that's a
Luther Campbell from Florida.
yeah.
Were you
Yeah,
not-
yeah.
Were you aware of him?
Oh
at the time?
yes, definitely.
Yeah, they went through a censorship
Yes, they
lawsuit
Well, yeah.
for quite a while.
Yeah.
That was when I was working at the record store.
I think he lost, didn't he?
I can't remember.
I talked to him one time. He was great. I love talking to him.
Oh, he's a really smart guy too.
really
He's like
smart and
yeah.
really nice. Just great sense of humor, as
Yeah.
you would expect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there was another lawsuit because of Roy Orbison sued him over.
Oh.
They
Did you use his voice or something?
No, they used the tune of Pretty Woman. They did
Yeah.
a parody of Pretty Woman.
Was it Ugly Woman? I remember this.
I think it was Big.
Okay, stop.
Maybe.
Stop.
Yeah, but it had some lyrics that were like out there.
Oh, that was their brand.
Yeah.
All right, and I'll end that screed on the McGarrigle family Christmas album, the Christmas Hour, which has very sweet, reverent, some new, some old songs that has basically the McGarrigle family: Rufus Wainwright, Martha Wainwright, Kate and Anna McGarrigle, and then some of their friends. And it's great. Martha Wainwright does a terrific version of Jackson Brown's song, "The Rebel Jesus," which more people should hear because it's a really good song and it's a really different take on Christmas and on Jesus than most people get.
Right.
And then it's got a recitation by, what's the fellow's name? It's Ian Vincenzo Dow, called "Counting Stars," that really puts you in the mood of somebody trying to come home from Christmas. That's the thing, is he's like unable to come home, and he's talking about his good memories of being home at Christmas. It's really beautiful and sad, and the whole album's good.
Excellent.
I've got just a little story about how original Christmas music had a big effect on my life.
Really?
Oh.
Well, it was right when the internet first came into existence, and I was recording my own songs on a little 4-track cassette recorder, and I found other people out there in the world online that you could send them a tape and they'd review it and put up your email address, and I started trading tapes with people all over that I didn't know from all over the country. And a guy out in Seattle had a little tiny micro label, and he liked the tape that I put out, and he asked me if I would contribute some songs to a Christmas album he was putting out.
Cool.
And
Awesome.
it was the first time anyone other than a friend or a relative had given my music any attention. And so I wrote 2 songs for it, and I'm really proud of those songs. One is called On Saturdays, and it's just about being a kid on Saturday looking at the cartoons and seeing the commercials for all the toys and just thinking, that's what I want for Christmas.
Yeah.
That's a good subject.
And then the other one was called The Night Before, and it's just the night before Christmas, and how you just get, your parents go, you got to go to bed. And I'm like, I'm about to jump out of my skin. And so that's what I wrote that one about. And they both came out really good.
You need to send me those. I got to hear those.
Okay.
That was John Baker, by the way, our engineer
Howdy.
here at the Arbor. And our third voice and our master of ceremonies.
I'm just here for palate cleansers.
And he's here for palate cleansers, yes. Okay, well, my last package here is number 3, Nice Surprises. So these are the ones that deliver. These are all 4 stars or above out of 5. And the one I'm going to start with, I don't know how this happened, and I went back to listen to it and thought, why did I do this? But it was Leah Michele, Christmas in the City from 2019. Leah Michele is an actress. She was
on Glee?
She was on Glee, and I never watched Glee. And she was on Broadway, and I never saw her on Broadway. And all I know about her is she has a terrible reputation for being very hostile and mean to people. So I thought, why would I have given her, this big review? And I said it was charming and broadly appealing. So she's a very good actress, I guess. I don't know. But this is just a really extremely well executed album. She catches the right tone to where she sounds natural, but also, theatrical and such for her roots. She does a very dignified Silent Night, which, you should do. There's a buoyant, the wonderful time of the year. And she has some duets, including one with Darren Criss, who was on Glee with her. They do White Christmas. I have no reason to recommend her other than it was just good, so it must have been good. So I'm.
Did you say you went back to listen to it?
Yeah, from
And
2019. It's like, if I didn't
stands
know
up?
anything about her, and a lot of this, what we've heard about her is just rumors anyway. So.
But it stands up.
Yeah, the album stands up. Yep.
Okay,
so
good.
So yeah, for sure. Next, I'm going to mention Pentatonics. They're this a cappella band. They do a new Christmas album just about every year, and it's like it's usually a quintet. I think they've been a quartet at times, but they do a lot of not just a cappella vocals, but they do the beatbox stuff and the bass and instrumentation type of vocals as well as word vocals. And for some reason, I wouldn't recommend all of them, but for some reason, this one they did in 2018, which after they had already done some, called Christmas is Here, ! I think that one just really stands out from the other ones they've released. They had a member, Avi Kaplan, who had just left, and he was replaced by a guy named Mark Sally. And I think that might have kind of inspired them to be more enterprising and creative. When a band has a lineup, you want to punch it up, and maybe there's new energy or something. So, and it's infectious, and it's kind of top to bottom, good album. They have, and what I like about this is they have an inspired version of Making Christmas from The Nightmare Before Christmas. No. And they always kind of step out because they've kind of already done all the known originals, so they kind of go off beat too. So if you're going to get a Pentatonics album or listen to one, I would recommend that one from 2018, Christmas is Here. Next up is Kylie Minogue, Kylie Christmas. This is the oldest one on my list, going back to 2015. And it's a very spirited album. And I don't know how we've done 20 podcasts or so, and I have yet to mention Kylie Minogue. I don't know how I've not talked about her.
When we were sitting across from each other, I bet you mentioned Kylie Minogue every day.
That would be like you not talking about Leonard Cohen. It's just like, but Kylie Minogue, more popular in other countries than America, because kind of in America, adults aren't supposed to like pop music, and she does pop music, so she's popular in Europe. She's from Australia. She has that kind of Olivia Newton-John positive energy, and I always called her like the white light to Madonna's black light. They were like popular kind of simultaneously, and I always just feel happy just seeing Kylie Minogue. And this album, Wayne, Here's some things that she did. She did a cover of The Waitress's Christmas Rapping
Okay.
with Iggy Pop. So the two of them
okay.
team up on Christmas
I like her
Rapping,
better already.
The Waitress's song. And she does a nice cover of Pretenders' 2,000 Miles.
Oh.
So,
I was going to mention that song later.
well, there you go. Kylie Minogue is
great
on
song.
that one too. And for Kylie Minogue fans, she has a sister named Dannii Minogue, who's also a pop singer. Maybe not quite as popular as Kylie, but the two of them team up and they do a song called 100 Degrees. Because, of course, in Australia, Christmas is in summer and it's hot as hell down there. So,
Yep.
And it's a great dance banger that I know that you need, Wayne, in your life. So Kylie Minogue, 2015 Kylie Christmas. Next up, I got Dolly Parton, A Holly Dolly Christmas from 2020.
How can you go wrong?
How can you go wrong? I don't know if anyone kind of exemplifies Christmas better than Dolly Parton. She's kind of like the real-life counterpart. I don't want to say real-life counterpart to Santa Claus. I'll just say a counterpart to Santa Claus because she has kind of that mystique about her. And
You mean Santa Claus isn't real?
No. That's why I didn't want to say
Okay.
that. No.
Sorry.
We got a Santa Claus living up at the North Pole and all that land on the North Pole.
He's trying to break into your house through your chimney.
Yes, he is. He is. So watch out, especially if he's been drinking. But anyway, and this album came out in 2020, and I think not only was it Dolly Parton and Christmas, but it was the end of one of the worst years in modern history for the world.
Yep.
Because of the pandemic, because of deaths and sicknesses and fear and people isolating. And what better way to end the year? You know, like we say, it's good to end the year with hope, as what was it, Over the Rhine had.
Right.
So to have Dolly Parton come out with a real hopeful, joyous Christmas album, it couldn't have come at a better time. And she has a lot. It's great escapism. She's got a great I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus, a great Holly Jolly Christmas, very infectious as you would expect. And she had duets with Willie Nelson, with Miley Cyrus, with Michael Bublé. And she has one with Jimmy Fallon, the
Right.
late night host, and they cover All I Want for Christmas Is You, the Mariah Carey song. So if you're tired of Mariah's version of it, but you understand that is still a great song, even if you're sick of it, and even if you don't like Mariah Carey, you can listen to Dolly and Jimmy Fallon do it. So that's beautiful. And the last one on here will be the biggest surprise for you because it's Norah Jones' I Dream of Christmas from 2021.
See, I can't believe that you're
I know you can't believe that.
You always called her Snora when you were working together.
Yeah, I called her Snora Jones, and I was just not into her. And I understand the beauty of her music, but it was just always drowsy stuff for me. So when I got this album, I thought, ugh, whatever. And I put it on. And believe it or not, it's like a near perfect Christmas album.
I see. I don't have that one. I got to get that one.
Just like with Leah Michelle, I had no reason to praise her. This Norah Jones one, and you need this one. I mean, this is better than any of the ones I've brought up today.
Wow.
So, and it's great. It's I don't even know how to go into, but it's like a real smooth combination of R&B and jazz and blues. It's a lot of secular stuff. There's like this woozy blue Christmas, which is awesome. Hypnotic take on the Chipmunks. Christmas time is here. So Norah Jones covering the Chipmunks, and it sounds wonderful. She's got what is that? Anyway, she does a real sparkling Christmas time is here, the Charlie Brown song, which comes up like all the others do. And she has two covers, White Christmas and Winter Wonderland, that I think are the best covers of those songs I've ever heard.
Wow.
So how about that?
I'm impressed.
Norah
I can't
Jones,
believe you
I
were
Dream of
recommending
Christmas,
Norah Jones.
2021. It's the best Christmas album I've heard in 10 years.
Wow.
Longer than that.
Well, I'm going to have to order it because
You're going to have to order it.
This is after I, stopped getting all the freebies through the mail.
Yeah.
So okay, I'm going to have to order that one.
I've got another palate cleanser.
Okay.
all right.
How Christmas music influenced my life. I worked in a record store for 4 or 5 years.
Right.
And it was retail Christmas hell that finally gave me the decision to go back to graduate school, and I changed my life because I couldn't stand another Christmas listening to Mariah Carey.
Oh, Mariah Carey. Well, it's a good song, but anything can be overplayed, and I think it comes to there's a lot of dread in Christmas because there's always so much to do, and people
Feels
take
like
time
obligation
off.
to
You got to
me.
do twice as much work to take time off, and you're just obligated, and you're afraid of disappointing people. I mean, there's so much pressure, you know, that there should never be in that holiday, but that's how it is. And I have a memory when you were talking about, you know, being away from home at Christmas. And I remember I was in Africa one time at Christmas. Oh, yeah. And I thought, it's not going to be a big deal. I'm going down there. I'm going to have a great time. And, you know, I went to Europe and then went to South Africa and I was in Cape Town. And it was Christmas and I called home. Right. Which I don't know, it was kind of a weird, I don't know, but it was expensive. And I just talked to my family and just broke down. I mean, like the friendliest city in the world, and it was summer there, and it was beautiful, and I thought, I see my family every Christmas, and then just talking to them, and it was just like, what did I do? Why would I ever? So I could be an old, you know, schmaltz too. So,
well, it's I know. I mean, we talked about your South Africa trip, but you never said anything about that.
Right. Well, there are a lot of other things going on down there, but that one day, Christmas, you know, it was like I really wanted to be there with my old family and all their boring games.
I understand that. All right. Well, I'm going to give just quick, you know, essential Christmas albums.
Okay.
So up to give you what you need.
Okay.
The first one is the Billboard Greatest Christmas Hits album.
Yeah. And
that gives you, you know, Bing Crosby, White Christmas, Andrew's Sisters. It gives you everything that you think about.
Yeah.
From
that everybody needs like a couple of holiday albums. They're just the best ofs.
Yeah.
Just put it out there.
All the stuff that you expect to hear every year.
Right.
Another one is the best-selling Christmas album of all time, at least until a few years ago maybe. I don't know if it still is or not, but the Elvis Christmas album.
Okay.
That's the one that I associate Christmas with from when I was a kid, because my mom loved Elvis. We listened to the Elvis Christmas album every year.
Okay.
And it always brings back good memories of Christmas, and it's a classic.
Yeah, it is.
Another one, and it's the more irreverent side, but it's the Dr. Demento's Greatest Christmas Novelty CD of all time, which gives you all the, you know, the I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
And another child star, that was Gayla Peavy, and another child star, Barry Gordon, did I'm Getting Nuttin' for Christmas.
Yeah.
And if you look him up, he had a really interesting career because he became an actor. And you will recognize him from all sorts of things.
Barry Gordon?
Barry Gordon. And it's one of those things where I looked him up one time and thought, oh, it's that kid. I had no idea. But
sounds like someone who would have played one of the Brady kids.
He was too old to have done that, but he was in a movie called 1,000 Clowns with Jason Robards that is terrific. If you've never seen it, it's a really good album. But he showed up in all sorts of like sitcoms and things. He was a popular actor. Another one, and this one is, you've already mentioned it, Charlie Brown Christmas.
Yeah.
Everybody needs that.
Yes.
You can put it on.
I listen to that. That's great. The one I listen to every year.
And you can either pay attention to it because all the music is really interesting, or you can just put it on in the background.
Yep.
And it's great either way you do it.
It's good for your quality of life.
And then and this is not somebody you will have heard of, but there's an album called Celtic Christmas by a harpist named Kim Robertson.
Okay.
And she plays a Celtic harp, which is smaller than a big concert harp. And it is so quiet and so beautiful. And it's another case where you can put it on and just have it in the background, or you can really pay attention to it because it's gorgeous. So those are the ones I think that pretty much everybody should have. And there's also, the first kind of alternative Christmas album was a John Fahey Christmas, which John Fahey was a popular guitarist popular in the guitarist world in the 60s and 70s, who had a very primitive acoustic guitar style, but it's kind of the first alternative Christmas album that was not just, whoever the most popular vocalist was at the time releasing their new Christmas album.
Do you remember the promos that we used to get as critics for Christmas albums? I think Sire Records did them every year.
A lot of
their artists would do Christmas songs.
Yeah.
And they would only send it to the critics. They would never sell those.
And that introduced me...
I still have some of those.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's worth something, but who knows?
I don't know, but some of them were great.
Yeah, they really were.
It's William Burroughs' The Junkies Christmas. I used to play that on my Christmas show all the time, every year. And it was on one of those. but it was also on his album Spare Ass Annie. But if you've never heard that, it's about 10, 12 minutes. And it's William S. Burroughs talking about a junkie who's trying to get a fix on Christmas Day.
I like those Cherry songs.
Yeah.
Did he get what he wanted for Christmas?
I don't want to tell you the ending because the ending is actually really kind of sweet and inspirational.
So he got high and passed out and had good dreams.
Can't tell you what
Choked
happens
on
at the
vomit.
end. It's no. But there is a part where he finds a suitcase and he's going to sell the suitcase, but he opens it up and he thinks he might have something in it, and it's like a human leg.
Oh, cool.
Nothing
Dinner.
says Christmas.
Yeah.
Nothing says
Christmas
Christmas
roast.
like a human
Like a
leg.
suitcase with a leg in it.
But
That was on his top of his Christmas list.
it's one of my favorite Christmas stories.
It would be. Don't you get anything more to throw in on Christmas?
I guess I misunderstood the assignment, but I've made clear my
Well, we don't understand each other, so
my hatred of Christmas music, but it made me think there are some Christmas songs that I really do like.
Okay.
John Lennon, "So This Is Christmas, War Is Over."
Oh yeah,
it's
It's a great song. The Kinks,
Father
Christmas.
So here we
One
go
of the
with
best.
Christmas.
You know, we'll beat you up unless you give us some money.
Yeah.
And 2,000 Miles. The Pretenders from
Pretenders.
Learning to
Yeah.
Crawl, and it's
Yeah.
just really sweet. And I don't know, I'm a Chrissy Hine fan.
Oh, we all
Well,
are.
Chrissy Hine and Kylie Minogue are almost interchangeable. So.
Not quite. But I think we
They're
can all
both
agree.
sweet in their own way.
Yeah, I think we can all agree we all love Chrissy Hine.
Yes. Yeah, we do.
She's a badass.
She's a badass.
She is.
And she's talented as hell.
Yep.
Yep, a great songwriter, and really, historically, does not get enough credit for how much she added to modern music.
I know. No, she doesn't.
She's a very important figure.
We'll do our best to rectify that.
Well, you know, another subject we need to come up with. We need to do something on sometime. Or debut albums that are,
Oh, yeah.
you know, extremely strong. The Pretenders'
Yeah.
first album. We'll talk about that later
Yeah.
sometime.
Amazing.
Debut albums, we need to remember that.
Yeah, that's maybe we do that next week.
Okay. Maybe we'll do that next week.
Well, are you ready to recommend
Don't worry,
stuff?
I'll find some reason to undermine that.
So I
can't
got
possibly do
That
this.
happens a lot.
I got another question. Are there any holiday songs about other holidays?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, tons. Well, you know, one of the things I was going to bring up that I kind of forgot is there's a bunch of New Year's songs.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the best one, and it's on a Peggy Lee Christmas album, I think, is My Dear Acquaintance. And I would play it every year. I don't think anybody hardly has heard it. And it's something she wrote herself, and it's a beautiful song to think about on New Year's, just about you know how happy she is to be there with this person that she's known a long time.
Well, ABBA has one called Happy New Year, and it's beautifully done and touching.
Yeah.
So there's one, too.
Hippity-
Haven't come up with a New
Hippity
Year.
hop hop, hippity hop hop. Easter's on its way.
Okay.
Oh yeah, there's
Easter songs.
Easter.
There are a lot of Halloween ones.
Oh yeah,
Monster Mash.
We got, Monster Mash. Yep.
Oh, we've done. Well, did we do Halloween already?
No.
We did have movies, and we kind of zeroed.
You
Oh.
did scary movies.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, we got to
we
do
did that a
Halloween
while ago
one.
for
We got to
Halloween.
do a Halloween one for
Well,
next year.
we'll have next year we'll do that.
Yeah.
Since
Yeah, but there's. I mean, I would always like. There's tons of Labor Day songs. Those are great and easy.
Really?
Are there?
Well, I mean, you just pull up songs about work and songs about labor.
Oh. Okay.
All right.
You know, I mean, it's about the labor movement. You know, there's power in a union. Billy Bragg.
Okay.
Okay.
And I mean, look, you know, I was union president. I know the labor
Yeah,
songs, buddy.
yeah.
I got them all down.
I defer to you.
No doubt that.
I'm
bound to be.
contractually obligated to defer to you.
I should have been shaking that while you were doing your
Yes, yeah.
Your
Oh, yeah.
recommend-
You'd be
Recommendations.
surprised how often we use sleigh bells in the
Really?
recording
I
studio.
love sleigh bells.
It's a great
I
texture.
love them in like non-Christmas
Yeah,
and
yeah.
non-holiday songs.
Well, something I didn't bring up. There was a whole series of albums that came out. Michael Armstrong is the artist, but I can't remember what he actually called himself. But they just made like these art. I think there was one for Black Sabbath, but the best one is for Green Day. A whole album of Green Day songs with sleigh bells and other Christmas-sounding things, so that they sound like Christmas songs. They're all instrumental
Right.
versions of these like classic rock songs.
And they sound like Christmas.
And they
without
sound
the
like
lyrics.
Christmas songs.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Were you at record store day when Russ did and had Jay Nation sing. Was it Now I Want to Be Your Dog?
Oh,
He
yeah.
was playing the sleigh bells the whole time.
Oh yeah.
Because that song has sleigh bells all the way through it. It's a Stooges song.
Oh yeah, it's a great song. I think
Well,
Joan Jett covered it. And,
yeah.
I've heard a lot of covers of that one.
Yeah, well, I was drunkenly on stage one night with Russ too doing it.
All right. Well,
It was the last, what was then the last show by Evil Twin, and I'd had way too much to drink, and of course he asked me up to sing "I Want to Be Your Dog."
and you can't turn him down.
Well, of course not. I was
right.
also tearing up stuffed animals. But anyway, Merry Christmas.
Anyway, yeah, Merry Christmas. And what about, do we have any recommendations? I do.
Go right ahead.
All right. If we're going to stick with music, I'm going to recommend the Yeah Yeah Yeahs, the 2009 album It's Blitz, which is a awful name for an album. It's like IT''S and then BLITZ. It's not some, foreign word or anything. It's 2 words. But that was their third of 5 albums. It came out in 2009. They were really like kind of leading the way for some genre that didn't exist. I don't even know how to explain it, but it was just like Karen O, the singer, she sounds remarkably like Susie Sue, but with all kinds of rage, So she's a raging Susie Sue, and the music was kind of a post-punk, but also electronic, so it dovetailed into kind of a punkish dance music. I think It's Blitz was their best album. I don't know if they will do anymore, but like I say, it was their third album. It came out in 2009. It has this 1-2 opening. It's just a great punch. The song Zero, where it's all about isolation and emptiness. And, then like one of the lines is, "What's your name? No one's going to ask you." And then that is followed immediately with Off With Their Heads. Second line, "Dance Till You're Dead." Anyway, it just they were on everybody's best album list in 2009, and then they just kind of went by the wayside because that's just how trends in music are. It wasn't anything they did wrong. So, It's Blitz.
Well,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, because he died this year, I'm going to recommend Martin Mull.
Oh.
But most people don't remember. I mean, they know him as an actor who was on Roseanne and a bunch of other television shows. But he was also a comedic singer-songwriter. And
I didn't know that.
yeah, and his best album, I think, is called Days of Wine and Neurosis. And it's just a lot of fun. All of his albums are good and they're fun, but he was a really good musician. He was a great guitar player. And he actually put on one of the best concerts I've ever seen at when I was in high school. I went to the University of Tennessee Student Center, and he had a concert there where the students paid $1 and the non-students paid $1.50. And he was supporting that album, which is really fun. But he walked out on stage, he sang one song, and then he leaned down in the audience and said, "How much did you pay to get in here?" And somebody said $1, and he said, "Shit, you've had $1's worth," then walked off. And came back. And it was great. He used to set up the stage like his living room. So you'd have a couch over here, an easy chair over here, a potted plant over here, and then it was just him and a piano player.
Interesting.
But I mean,
There's several modern comedians who actually have musical talent who do musical comedy,
Right.
or they do comedy with a stand-up bass or something in the background, and that might be a topic in the future too.
well, look at Donald Glover. I mean, Childish Gambino. I mean, it's like, gosh, he's talented in all sorts of ways, but he's a very funny actor as well as being a great musician, a great
All right.
rap artist.
John, you got a music recommendation?
Yeah, just what I've been digging this week. It's a band from the 90s from San Francisco called the Loud Family.
Oh,
It's Scott Miller, not the Scott Miller
The other
from the
Scott Miller.
V-Roys, but the Scott Miller from San Francisco, who prior to the Loud Family was in Game Theory. But the one album that I just was really digging the other night is called from 1994, and it's called The Tape of Only Linda. And he's just a really amazing songwriter. He comes up with these interesting forms for melody and guitar parts that all fit together, and I don't know. I really enjoy it, and it's worth looking for.
Okay.
Tape of Only Linda.
The Loud
Loud Family, 1994.
All right. I'm going to do a quick movie recommendation. That's Blink Twice. directed by Zoe Kravitz. In this movie, Channing Tatum is a billionaire, or plays a billionaire, who invites these two servers, Naomi Aki, who he's got kind of a thing for, and her buddy, who's played by Ala Schwatkak.
Say that 4 times fast.
I can't say it once. Anyway, he invites them to his private island for an unspecified amount of time and indulgence in hedonism with a gang of his friends. And it's got a great cast. It includes Haley Joel Osment as his little pudgy hedonist, and Simon Rex from MTV, Christian Slater, Gina Davis, there's an Adria Ajana, Kyle MacLachlan. And the whole thing is very surreal and uncomfortable and darkly funny. It's kind of intriguing and upsetting at the same time. Very well paced, and I can't say anything more about that. You don't want it spoiled at all.
That's one I really want to go and see.
I think I have seen that one.
Okay.
This was just rare. Y'all are the movie buffs.
All right.
I definitely want to see that one.
You want?
I definitely want to see that one.
Okay. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Well, I'm going to recommend something that goes all the way back to 1978 called The Silent Partner.
Okay.
And it's a Christmas movie.
Okay.
Sort of. It's Elliot Gould and Christopher Plummer. Christopher Plummer plays a fella who is planning on robbing this bank, dressed as Santa Claus. He's like a mall Santa.
Okay.
And comes in and he slips the note to Elliot Gould. Well, actually, no, he's going to slip the note. But
who did you say stars besides Elliot Gould?
Christopher Plummer.
Oh, Christopher Plummer. Okay.
And Christopher Plummer is the fellow who wants to rob the bank. And he writes his note on one of these slips that used to have like a carbon backing.
Okay.
So Elliot Gould, who's one of the tellers, finds it and realizes the bank's going to be robbed.
Okay.
And decides to put most of the money in a bag that he's going to steal.
Oh, opportunist.
Yes.
Okay.
So Santa gets away with not much of anything.
Right.
And Elliot Gould is trying to figure out how to get the money that has been stolen out.
Right.
But Christopher Plummer realizes what has happened.
Okay.
So,
is it a comedy or drama?
No.
Okay.
It is a really suspenseful movie with some real
That's what
shocks.
everyone needs at Christmas. So.
Well, it's a palate cleanser.
Okay.
It's a real palate cleanser.
That's my job.
That's not your job, Wayne.
Well, my favorite...
Leave our palates alone.
I think my favorite Christmas movie is probably It's a Wonderful Life, or either that or Mr. Magoo's Christmas Carol. But, every now and then you need something that's Christmas-themed, but...
Well, there are a few horror ones that have come out.
I think you could do a whole Christmas movie episode.
Oh, we could.
There's so many good Christmas movies.
Well, we're talking about the horror ones. Have you seen Rare Exports?
No.
It's a Finnish movie.
Okay.
Where they're doing an archaeological excavation, and they come across the real Santa Claus, who turns out to be a monstrous character.
Okay.
And it got an R rating, which the only thing that would give it an R rating. Of course, in Finland they don't care about nudity, but there's a scene with like lots of old men totally naked.
Okay.
Nobody wants to see that.
Nobody wants to see that, but
not even other old men.
No, nobody wants to see it.
Certainly not old women.
No.
We've seen enough of it.
There you go. But it's a fun movie too, and it's sort of a horror film.
Okay. Cool.
So I recommend it too.
We maybe had an uncomfortable flashback, and I was in Munich, and there I met this Finnish girl on the street at about 3:00 in the morning, and she had like just ghostly white skin, and the palest eyes I've ever seen, and this bright red hair. And she just started talking to me. I thought, I'm meeting someone. Oh, she's from Finland. Oh, my God, she's insane. So we sit there talking, and I basically ended up just running off from her because I don't know what her thing was, but she may have been one of those monsters from Finland, too. So watch out for the Finns.
Did you have any more recommendations, John?
I do not.
All right.
Still watching the same shows that I was before.
I guess we're done. Well, we're rewatching Breaking Bad right now, so,
All right.
a cheerful mood.
All right. Well, we're done. come back next time, and we'll talk to you then.
You've been listening to How We Heard It with Chuck Campbell and Wayne Bledsoe, a podcast about music, art, culture, movies, whatever they want to talk about. How We Heard It was recorded in Knoxville, Tennessee at the Arbor Studio by John Baker. If you believe you've been abducted by aliens during the listening to this podcast, we take no responsibility for that. How We Heard It is a Tear Owl production, and if you'd like to reach out to Chuck or Wayne, send an email to howweheardit@gmail.com. Come on back next week and we'll have another show for you.